to be chosen right now, and we are going to Twilight Grove, one that I think Lil Cap favors. The only reason I'm saying that is because I feel like I see him specifically play this stage a lot, like a lot. When I think of Lil Cap, I immediately think of this stage.
Something about your comfort picks on the home turf of, ooh, nice little combo there from Isidroo. Slide light into weapon throw into down sig to bounce him off the stage, put him into a little bit of an edge guard situation. Lil Cap trying to get around the island on the north side, and now getting back, getting a little bit of damage in retaliation, putting Isidroo into the orange. Isidroo trying to find his way back. The side sig coming out by getting stuck on the side of the wall, putting him in perfect position for Lil Cap to hit him with a side sig. Crazy stuff coming out from both of these players right now.
Isidroo getting back to his weapon. He does have an axe in hand. We could see the insig. That's been the most deadly for him so far today. He does pick up that recovery. He was just a little bit too low. The D-Light into the side air is going to ricochet off of that angled wall on the island. Lil Cap's going to go up just a little bit so far in this point. But if I'm Isidroo, I would worry about the spear side signatures and down signatures that he's been using so far. Because Lil Cap, we've seen him in the past backdash and then punish with a hammer side sig and a hammer down sig, both signatures having a huge range. I would be super worried about that if I was Isidroo, especially if you're in kill percent.
Isidroo getting started on Lil Cap's second stock right now. He's got the axe in hand, dealing a lot of damage. Lil Cap looking to make a comeback right now. Doesn't really have a weapon. That one hasn't spawned nearby him. It looks like Isidroo is going to find that weapon pickup on the right, on the left side for the weapon denial, and now Lil Cap finally finding a sword. Is this going to be the point where he turns it around on this stock, or is Isidroo just going to keep this momentum going because he's got so much of it?
I mean, both players are basically in kill percent right now. The falling side air there coming out from Lil Cap. The recovery not going to have enough strength to kill at this point, but one more definitely will. It's going to be a falling side air from Isidroo. A recovery coming in, having priority. The nair and then the gravity cancel neutral signature is not going to be enough to kill. Lil Cap barely maintaining.
Ooh, one side light. Is it going to take any more than that? Yep. Recovery off the top. Evened up stocks. Completely and utterly even. This is the balance between these two right now. Lil Cap getting the first damage off. Isidroo, immediate follow-up. Lil Cap, is he going to get a little bit of damage off? No. Isidroo with a little bit more damage than that from the axe. The recovery off the top, too. Not going to be enough force to knock him off, but enough to put the pressure on.
Every time Isidroo gets one of those like medium length strings, like 2 or 3, sometimes as many as 4 hits, you see Lil Cap just completely disengage. He wants to reset the neutral and just get everything back to normal before recommitting. He puts a ton of space in between him and his opponent because he's worried about those gigantic swooping hitboxes that Isidroo has.
Nice haymaker from Isidroo to close that off, catching Lil Cap on the way back down. That's going to be the first game going the way of Isidroo. And remember, this is a best of 5. So first 1 to 3, we'll take this set. Lil Cap still has a long way to go before he's at risk of dropping down to the losers finals.
We're going back to Twilight Grove.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Isidroo's axe was just really dominant for that game. We saw some signatures off the spear coming in the beginning, but he was able to find these really consistent axe strings and just command so much of the stage with those gigantic hitboxes.
Lil Cap doing a good job avoiding Isidroo's attacks right now. Isidroo getting a lot of axe damage, though. This has been kind of his bread and butter, getting a lot of these down airs into neutral airs and down lights to continue all this damage flow. He really knows how to keep axe damage going, which is something not very many people can say. Nice recovery, though, below the stage from Lil Cap to confirm that first kill.
Now, Lil Cap was able, again, to take first stock in this game, just like he did last game. choosing very carefully how he wanted to initiate to punish that charged up side signature from Isidroo. Very, very smart option. He didn't want to fall into it too early or put himself into a spot where he was actually going to get hit by it. Now he's starting to actually pull ahead more than he did last game. Last game, his lead in the beginning was very, very small. But it's going to be a GC insig from Isidroo.
Isidroo holding that weapon at the center stage. Lil Cap finding his way in. The weapon throw from Isidroo not going to connect, and now both players weaponless as Isidroo just rushes the weapon spawn again. And Lil Cap picking up a sword, going to the edge, trying to find a good down sig opportunity. Doesn't even matter. Finds the side air, and that is going to be the kill opportunity for him as Isidroo goes into his last stock. With how even this is, we might be looking at a very long set between these two as they just go back and forth.
Lil Cap this game has been a lot better in terms of punishing the moves that Isidroo is making. He's been able to punish everything that was on the edge from Isidroo. We saw him punish the charged up side signature. We just saw him get hit by the gravity cancel side signature from Isidroo, but the punishment has just been so much more severe every single time Isidroo makes a misstep, like spot dodging that side signature.
Ooh, nice dodge on Lil Cap to avoid the neutral stake of the recovery coming out. Isidroo almost getting taken out by that off the top. Lil Cap getting the side air. That's going to be all she wrote for game number 2. Lil Cap bringing it in, evening up the set 1-1.
Now, I love that Lil Cap was covering both options there. He did the stomp into the side air, sending Isidroo over into the island. If he hit the angled wall on the island, Isidroo was dead. If he hit the vertical side wall and bounced off, you saw him do the gravity cancel side signature, putting out a lot of active frames over there to hit Isidroo if he were to ricochet.
And it looks like we're going to be going to a different map this time around now that Isidroo is the one in control of the map picks. Lil Cap trying to make his unarmed play work, getting a lot of damage to start off with against Isidroo. Lil Cap really successful at utilizing the unarmed kit right now. Nothing to be scoffed at. The unarmed kit is probably the strongest it's ever been in the history of Brawlhalla, minus maybe the slide kick, the downlight. When in early closed beta, it had a lot of momentum behind it and a lot more range, probably 3 times the amount.
Not even just the kit, but his positioning, his timing, his whiff punishes are so good. You see Isidroo early on in this game was whiffing so many axe moves, and Lil Cap was able to punish almost every single one of them. The stomp side air, that's going to kill Lil Cap. Big boy lead right now.
Lil Cap looking for the dash and goes for the neutral light, doesn't connect. Isidroo now looking for the side air, not going to connect. His Lil Cap punishes the whiff. Not really much damage coming out of it as he only goes for the neutral lights. Nice GC and sig into side air. Lil Cap getting pressured, exhausted on the jumps on the way back, but he's going to land.
Side air coming from Isidroo. He's looking to even up the stocks as quickly as he can. That big down air is going to confirm the kill. Not quite as big of a lead as we saw last game, but Lil Cap still maintaining these leads. He gets the lead in every game so far.
He does a really good job at adapting to what his opponent brings to the table. And Isidroo in the very beginning, he was throwing out a lot of those sigs, using axe quite a bit, getting a lot of those aerial attacks off, and Lil Cap has started to really figure out how to deal with that. I mean, Isidroo, once he lands one thing, he'll just continue on and get the damage rolling, keep the pressure going. But Lil Cap, he seems to know what he's got in front of him right now on his plate in terms of what Isidroo is bringing to the table.
Nice spot dodge of the weapon throw. Comes in with the falling nair. Comes in with another neutral air. Woo! Lil Cap playing really clean right now.
Lil Cap holding on to 2 stocks right now. If he can extend this out even more, he's got a lot of room to do it. He's not quite in the red yet. Just now approaching orange. Isidroo getting a lot of damage built up. Nice throw approach onto Isidroo. Isidroo having a little bit of trouble continuing the damage. Nice dodge to avoid that recovery. And Isidroo Now trying to find his way back. Could have thrown out a recovery right there, perhaps, on the way back when Lil Cap was approaching the stage. But now Lil Cap's way off on the side. The side air is going to finish him off, and that is going to do it for that stock. Lil Cap coming back, and Isidroo now having a little bit more control over the stage, but backing up, giving a lot of respect to what Lil Cap can do, especially with that unarmed kit.
Isidroo now starting to put out that big damage. The wisps that happened earlier in this match, those are turning into hits now for Isidroo. One more hit, and he's taken the lead against Lil Cap, which would be the first time this game. Oh, almost killing Lil Cap at this point. Tries to find the side air follow-up. Nice dare coming out from Lil Cap. He gets the stomp, but he's stacked. I don't think he was ready for that to be stacked, so he wasn't ready for the down air option.
Isidroo looking for the neutral sig, but is going to be punished by Lil Cap with the side air on the side. Oh, but the side air coming out from Isidroo. Both players deep in the red, looking at these kills. Isidroo with the side kick coming out. Throw from the spear. Lil Cap just barely touching the wall. Isidroo with the side air from the two side airs. A down air. And now Lil Cap with the reversal on the side air of his own is going to find that success. 2 games to 1 right now. Lil Cap going into game number 4. Looking to take that grand final spot.
Now, this would not be the first time that Lil Cap found himself in grand finals. He did win Winter Championship 2s, and I believe second place in that, was Isidroo. So Isidroo has struggled to find a first place placing in singles earlier this year. I believe he got second in Winter Championships in singles to Tiffany. So at this point, Isidroo is always a bridesmaid, never a bride. He's looking for his first tournament win today.
Will he be able to get it? What do you think?
3, 2, 1.
I think it could be anyone's game at this point, but Lil Cap is just showing so many whiff punishes. You saw Isidroo, he was a little bit less greedy towards the latter half of last game. He was getting a lot more strings. He was putting out a lot more pressure on Axe, whereas before Lil Cap was just out of his effective range and then in his effective range every time, punishing so many things.
Already a very strong performance from Isidroo to start off game number 4. There's the kill very early on, a 30-second KO from Isidroo with those side stings, really utilizing the short ground space that Brawlhalla brings to the table. Not Groundhaven, I don't really know what that is, but Brawlhalla, Isidroo covering a lot of space with those side sigs to build a lot of damage and find those KOs very early. Ooh, nice slide charge from Isidroo into a side air, keeping the position of this edge guard in tow with the pressure and everything. Look at this. And Lil Cap just now, almost a minute later, finally touching the stage. That is huge. That is so much pressure from Isidroo. And now, again, slide charge. Huge! What?
He's so deep! He went so deep on that. The other one that he did right on the edge, I have to think that that was meant to be a slide charge down sig as well. He just wasn't quite far enough off that edge. He didn't quite have the momentum to travel over that corner, but he has such a big lead right now, more than one stock at this point, and he's getting a little bit greedy right now, but like he can afford that at this point because he wasn't greedy early on in this game. He keeps going for him. He's just doing it again, and Lil Cap just backing off like he respects it.
Like, there's a point where that has to not work, right? Right? Oh my gosh, Isidroo just turned on to a new level. Side air, finishing that off 2-2, bringing this so quickly. What the heck just happened?
I don't know. You see Lil Cap immediately ban out Small Brawlhalla. He is not doing that. That was his first ban very quickly.
Just flexing on him right now. Isidroo with the spear skill, pure spear skill. Just abusing Lil Cap on those, like those short walls.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Crazy.
And just like you said, it was back and forth between these two. We are going into game 5.
We're probably going to see a lot more spear play from Isidroo. against Lil Cap right here. I'm actually kind of surprised that Isidroo didn't ban out the bigger maps like this with a lot of the floor space, because he found so much success on Brawlhaven in that last one, and those shorter maps, not including Twilight Grove right here, because of all the islands, the platforms, pretty much everything. And the fact that neither one of them had hit each other until that one down air was kind of surprising, because they were stacked on top of each other for quite a while.
Maybe he just wants a map that has maybe more encouraged airspace, so he doesn't have to deal with those slide charge D-Sigs. He can recover high, they can play on those soft platforms, they can play on that island, just so Lil Cap doesn't have to deal with those like 8 million slide charge down Sigs. And it's exactly like you said, though. We are seeing a lot more spear play coming out from Isidroo, but this time Lil Cap does have the lead. There's a down signature, and that's going to kill, ricocheting Lil Cap off the soft platform. Not a huge lead going the way of Lil Cap, but a lead nonetheless.
Very interesting. Isidroo opting for the axe here. Maybe something with the map size, maybe something with axe faring maybe a little better on these kind of maps with platforms, being able to work through some of those things where you aren't going to be just as successful, finding stuff like down airs onto your opponent, or downlight, like spear downlights onto your opponent when there's so much more space that your opponent can be on. But Isidroo right now finding so much more success with this axe, nearly taking Lil Cap off on the bottom, bouncing him off that island, and now with the recovery, Lil Cap finding the turnaround, the reversal, the side air to finish Isidroo off on his second stock. This is the final round for both of these players to last in this upper bracket. Whoever wins here goes on to the grand finals. The other one fights Starlight in the losers finals. And right now, Isidroo on his last stock in this upper bracket, finally finding the kill move onto Lil Cap with that side sig, that spear side sig that has so much force behind it. Lil Cap has to find a weapon right now, and looks like the gods in Brawlhalla have answered his prayers, dropping a hammer right on his head.
Now, not only, if I was Lil Cap or Isidroo, not only would I want to win this, just to like obviously move on into grand finals, but I wouldn't want to face Starlight. Like, to me, that would be the biggest benefit of winning this game here, is not having to face Starlight's cannon in losers finals. Nice nair to the recovery coming out from Lil Cap. He has a little bit of a lead at this point. Falling side air from Isidroo, another side air from Isidroo. He is pretty much dead even so far. He's just now evening up with that down air.
Isidroo now struggling to find something to get Lil Cap into the red. He's approaching the red himself, and now that Lil Cap has a hammer, that's kill potential. One stomp sider, he's dead. Oh, the bounce from the stage.
Oh,
but there it is.
The D-light into the ground pound right over the corner. Well placed by Lil Cap. So well placed towards the end of that game.